Well, let's move on then to an amazing story. And a number of the TalkSport listeners have told us their stories of playing Football Manager and some of the weird and wonderful things they've done in the name of it. They're putting on their suits for cup finals, wandering around the kitchen, making a cup of tea, interrupted by his own wife, one of the listeners, and she said, "What are you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning?" He said, "I'm giving a press conference as the Everton manager." That's what the game does to you. But a few people have said, well, if you understand Football Manager, why can't you become a football manager? Vugar Hussein did exactly that. He is the manager of FC Baku in the Azerbaijan Premier League, and he landed the job in part, I'm sure, through his skills on Football Manager. Vugar, good to see you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
So, well, just tell us a little bit about your story. How did you get the job as the Baku FC manager?
Okay, it's actually a funny story. I was 15 years old, studying in a gymnasium back in Sweden, and I randomly wanted to make a trip to Lithuania, where FC Baku was playing against Ekvanas in a European qualification round game. I went there as a student, and I'm originally from Azerbaijan. So when the president of FC Baku heard that I'm a student from Europe, he wanted to see me. So when I saw him, he was, I don't know if it was a joke, but I took it as a diplomatic joke. And he said that I may be a manager for him in the future when I finish my education. So that's what happened.
Have you coached? Do you play football? Or?
Okay, I'm gonna make one thing clear. In Azerbaijan, it's a little bit different. Like it's not like in Britain. We have a manager and a head coach.
Okay, it's like the director of football.
Oh, exactly.
So
like
general manager is in charge of the players in and out. That sort of thing.
There's no doubting, of course, that Football Manager's game does give you a fantastic kind of knowledge, a global knowledge of players that are available. Is that something they were sort of looking to tap into?
Of course, this game helped me a lot. Like, imagine if I would not play this game, I would definitely have like much more problems, much more learnings to do than I had.
So, have you actually bought any players yet yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It must have been quite exciting.
We got in one player on the winter break, a guy from Romania who scored 5 goals on first 6 games. So it was a.
And was that were his stats good on Football
Manager? I checked his stats on Football Manager, and I could see okay, it was not maybe 100% exactly how he was, but my opinion, at least 70%.
Did you go and watch him as well? Did the
yeah,
coach,
of course.
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
Did the coach watch him as well?
Maybe yeah, we showed couple of CDs and presented his CV and all that.
Because I have a friend who's a professional scout for one of the Premier League clubs, and he was telling me last week that they have 2 different systems now. One, they'll send a guy to look at the players. Another, they'll have a sort of DVD scouting system where you get lots of DVDs of the players. And he says 1 viewing of a player is worth 4 viewings of DVDs.
Exactly, yeah. We didn't really have any scouting system before in this club, but we just got it in a year ago. So
yeah, you've got to go and look,
so we have
you've got to look at the player.
Exactly, yeah. We have a scouting system now. We send our scouts to check the players live, if I can say so, yeah.
Did the owner of the club, when he spoke to you that time, did he know that you had this sort of encyclopedic knowledge of sort of world football, that you played the game and you knew a lot about the game?
No, I don't think so. I was 15, 16 years old. I don't think he.
So what impressed him, you think, Rugo? What was it about you?
I don't know. Maybe I'm cute. I don't know.
Cute.
But obviously you speak good English, and I take it you speak Swedish if you're kind of living over there. So
I actually speak a lot of languages.
Well, that's a very useful skill in a kind of growing football market as Azerbaijan is, I suppose.
So maybe he saw me as a future star, I don't know.
Yeah.
When people see Messi, they see a future football player star. Maybe he saw me as a star in management.
The late great Sir Bobby Robson, a chance encounter with Andre Villas-Boas and a couple of chats they had, he sort of earmarked him for the same sort of thing, didn't he? So it can happen. People have got a good eye for talent, and then they'll pick people out.
All our clubs announced the players they were releasing last week, so there are many decent footballers on the market looking for jobs. Can they make a career in Azerbaijan? Is there enough money in it to attract players from over here to go there?
We have enough money for Premier League players, but the thing is, the level of Azerbaijani Premier League is not that high to bring Premier League
I'm
players.
thinking more, in the Championship level,
Definitely. Yeah. We're looking for some new players right now. The thing is, we're waiting for the new coach. He's definitely arriving tomorrow in 2 days, so we have to make clear with that part first.
In terms of overseas players in Azerbaijan, have a lot. I mean, it seems Brazilians are often quite willing to try it. They're pioneers when it comes to new football markets. So, are there a number of Brazilians there at the moment?
Yeah, we have a lot of Brazilian players.
Yeah,
a lot of Brazilian.
And where else has kind of, you mentioned Romanians. You've got a lot of people from the Eastern Bloc coming over.
We have a lot of players from Balkan countries, a lot of Latino, like Brazilians, Argentinians. Lately, we got in some British too, because you guys probably know Tony Adams was.
Yeah, he worked over there.
Yeah,
didn't he?
now we got John Toshak working for Hazarlan, which is a big name. Right.
Is he coaching, or is he doing the same sort of role as you?
No, he's the head coach of Hazarlan.
Okay.
And we actually lost against him in the cup semi-final, so I'm a little bit angry at him.
That's not good.
How's the team fared then so far? Your team, FC Baku.
Many people say that it was a good season, but I don't consider the past season to be so good, because I was hoping to go to Europe. But like I said, John Toshak.
Yes, a bit too much experience.
Exactly.
He's done these things before. So is the idea that you get one qualifying Champions League place? Do you early rounds of the qualifying for that?
That's
the winners
right.
of your
we
league?
have one place for Champions League, and then we have 3 places for European League.
Okay.
And 2 from the league and 1 from the cup final.
Are you still going at the moment, or is your league over? Your season over now?
No, we have a break right now.
You have a
break.
The
season starts at the beginning of August, and that's at May.
Right. And what is
it
your...
runs the same as the
Exactly.
European.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yes, they brought it in the line.
What about selling players? Have you had to... Because the secret really of a director of football is finding somebody young that's good, and then making a lot of money for the club by selling them to, say, Inter Milan or AC Milan, one of the big European clubs.
I didn't really have so much time for that yet, but we have this guy. We just brought him up to A team. He's born 97, and Porto wanted him over for trial, so we'll see how it goes over there.
Okay. The standard generally of sort of young Azerbaijani players, are you finding that the quality is getting better in the youth setup?
Yeah, exactly. We actually have very good academy, so we're bringing up players from our own academy. We were actually awarded as the best European academy by ECA, European Club Association, 2011. So yeah, we have our good young players, but I think we need a little bit more time to develop, because it's a young team, created in 97. Young managers, so we'll probably definitely develop together.
Do you see it finally as a kind of growing football market, Azerbaijan? You think if you're sitting here in 10 years' time, we'll have a very different view on Azerbaijani football and the league than we have now?
Azerbaijani football, Azerbaijani Premier League is developing every year. I think that the level of the Premier League is much higher than it was 2-3 years ago, and the league is going to be much higher next season too. If you see the players that they're bringing in, they're talking about Arshavin coming into Azerbaijan, a couple of other superstars, so you can see clear that the development is booming, kind of.
On Friday, the Premier League released their list of players that wouldn't be staying at clubs, the free transfers. So I suppose if they're listening, any of those players this afternoon,
I'm working on it.
Give Azerbaijan a try. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
Give us some thought.
Yeah.
And you may be in touch.
Exactly. I think in 5 years you have a league who's maybe competition to Premier League.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, that's going to be interesting.
Sure, yeah.
Vugar, lovely to meet you. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your time over here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
There we are, Vugar Husenazade, who in part landed his job in football management, courtesy of Football Manager. When you're sitting there late at night trying to get Peterborough into the Champions League, remember this, dreams do come true.